So today the conversation is marry or not to marry. That's right. Marry somebody or not to marry somebody. Marry somebody or simply just live together. Why would you even bother getting married? Good question. Okay. Marriage, the unity together with a man and woman. I'm not going to talk about other kinds of marriage because I only know about this one right now. So I'm going to talk between a man and a woman, or living together between a man and a woman. That's all I'm going to talk about this morning. So once a month I go to the barbershop, and so happens that yesterday, December 3rd, was my 28th anniversary. So I've been married for 28 years. So I have something to say about marriage. Now, when I say this, I want you to understand this. Within the frame of marriage, okay, I have a good marriage. But within that good marriage, there's imperfections in that marriage. It's almost like if you take a mirror and you smash it. But if you put some light on it and you beam it far enough away that you can't tell the light is smashed. It'll just come out as one circle. So within the frame of the marriage, okay, it looks great, but there's imperfection. But within that marriage, it's still, for lack of better words, it's still a perfect marriage. Now, a perfect marriage does not mean that there's no problems. A perfect marriage means within the constraints or the covenant or the agreement of the marriage, you continue to grow, if you will. You continue to develop. You're allowed the ability to fail and to fall. Now, I'm not saying failure in every way. Okay, on the other side, you have living together. Now, when you just live together, to the degree that you feel pressure not to marry is to the degree of the power of marriage. I don't want to be pressured into marriage. Well, if there's pressure into it, a force against it, then you must understand that marriage is a serious commitment. First of all, you're never married forever. You're just married for life. And second of all, if you ever want to get married, make a commitment to only be married for 50 years. Two things. I know I'm partly joking there. But here's what it comes down to. And let me talk to the men for a second. If you're looking at marriage, okay, a woman can never really, truly relax in a situation, for a lack of better words, of shacking up. She's there, but she can't truly relax because it's based on, hey, listen, this is good as long as the party is good, okay? But as soon as the party dies down or I find someone else, I'm going to go away. So she doesn't have a parameter or the ability to fail and to make sure you're still around. Now, outside of adultery or cheating, okay? So I'm trying my best to look at this in two ways. Number one, from a biblical marriage, okay? And number two, from a secular unity. Now, you heard the expression that, hey, listen, Christians get divorced way more or just as much as the secular world does. Well, that's not totally true. The reason why it's skewed is because Christians, because they really take the path of marriage quicker, they really should not or usually don't shack up as much as other people. Now, here's the thing now. You may be in a situation, you may be a Christian going to a church and you may be shacking up. I'm not going to deal with that today. I just want to prove a point to you. Okay, back to what I'm talking about now. Is that, okay, so you're in this relationship, okay? You're shacking up and the lady cannot, or the woman cannot, men, I'm talking to you, cannot totally relax in that relationship. Yeah, she may have fun and do everything, but she cannot put down roots and relax. And here's why. A marriage commitment is a life commitment. You cannot make a life goal without a life commitment. You can't do it. So when you're talking about marriage, you're talking about coming into an agreement or a covenant, not a contract. A contract's different. A contract is enforced by the law. So I'm only talking about in North America, but I'm not talking about other countries. This here, not a contract, a covenant, okay? A covenant which is basically started by God. Marriage was created by God. Most people don't even realize that. But I'm not going to go into that now. But when you're talking about a life goal, you got to have a parameter of a life commitment. Now, as soon as you get married, what happens is now within that life commitment, you can make life goals. It takes a lifetime to raise a child. It almost takes a lifetime to pay off a home for most people. It takes a lifetime to have life experiences. So here's the situation that you're in right now. And I'm not going to mention his name, okay? So I'm at my barbershop that I've been going to for 20 years, and you know, you don't change barbers. So we always have a topic, and this week's topic was to marry or not to marry. Now here's the shocking thing, okay? Some people shouldn't marry. If you're not prepared to be with one person and to honor a marriage vow of not sleeping around, why even get married? Okay? Or if you're more excited for the women now, okay? If you're more excited about the wedding, about the accoutrements, about the decorations and all that, more than the actual unity, then perhaps you should put some brakes on being married as well too. And I'm gonna leave with this. The last thing is this. You heard that opposites attract? Well, that's not totally true either. Okay, opposites attract only in temperament and only within the same vein. In other words, if you both like to travel, but one loves traveling first class, but the other one doesn't mind traveling coach, it's okay, you both like to travel, right? But if someone hates traveling, right, and the other one loves traveling, you shouldn't really be together. So within the same vein, the same temperament, opposites will attract. They both love cars. One loves sports cars. One loves SUVs. They both love cars. They both love fashion, you know, in the same temperament. One can't hate children and one love children. That's not going to work. It's a sign to watch out for that. Okay, so what it comes down to this. If you're in a relationship right now and you're living together for 2, 3, 4 years and you're calling that person a fiance, fiance is French for to be married. You don't have a fiance. You have a girlfriend of convenience. And my dear lady, if you're in a relationship and you're living with this guy 2, 3, 4, 5 years and you're not married yet, let me tell you, man, let me tell my guys, if he can get away with it, he's not going to marry you, right? Because think about this. If you're never married, it's impossible to get a divorce. This is Maurice Lambie, Full Gospel Motivation. I hope you've taken the time to listen to this. Now, please like this channel. Do that for me. Share it. Press the little bell and be ready for the next one that comes along. Take care.